All right, everybody, we're back. Gotham City Under Siege, Act 2. The act leader will now be Commissioner Gordon. So, as before, we need to shuffle up the, what is this called again? Is it the skill deck? And draw 2. And we place one of these up front, or so that we can use it beside the character card. Alright, so we need to choose one of these. Here we go. We're in a 2-hero game, so we're going to need 3 story cards, 2 masterminds, and 4 villains. And here's the possible event. Remember that those events have been a little bit more randomized by the expansion, so we'll have to roll a die to see which one comes up. Okay, so I've been setting up the board. Looks like we're dealing with Joker in Act 2, and we've got the Joker's Funhouse. And we see up here that there is an effect that while the Joker's Funhouse is active, re-roll any 6 rolled during the roll dice step of the hero phase. So we need 6s to stop that. So even if we roll them, we're going to have to roll again. So we've got a challenge there. Alright, so I've gone through the act card. Up here at the very top of the gaming area, we have the Act 2 card. I guess we're dealing with Joker. It's called the Joker's Funhouse. We need 6s on our dice to stop that, 2 6s. However, it says that as long as we roll 6s, we have to re-roll them just once, but it's going to make it quite difficult to get the 6s that we need if we have to keep rolling them. Story cards, we needed 3. We've got those over here along the side. We've got Gruesome Trail, Deadly Diversion, and Devious Traps. Masterminds, we had 2. We've pulled Man-Bat, who's on the rooftops there, and Poison Ivy, who's in the north. And along with Poison Ivy, we needed to draw 5 villains. And did I only draw 4? We have Henchman, Thug, Vehicle, Thug. So I think I'm 1 shy. I think one more is going to go on the board. Yeah, it says 5. So we've got another Thug up there to the north. I think that does it. We now have to take a look at these Act 2 events. So the act leader is Commissioner Gordon. Let's roll a die. He got a 1. And let's see what his option here. It says Lucky Break. You may place 8 random villains to discard 1 story card in play. Alright, I had to step away for a moment. And I had just rolled the die for Gordon. On the Act 2 events, it says that we can put 8 random villains around the board and discard one of these story cards over here. I think I may do that because there's a pretty vicious story card called Devious Traps where you have to roll a die before you can put it on here and start adding up the totals. And if you roll a 1, you become wounded. I think I'm going to get rid of that one. So let's get some villain tokens. Just to let you see what I'm doing, I'm drawing the villain tokens from this bag. And it goes clockwise starting at the north. We have a Thug, that's 1, 2, a Thug 3. I guess he's going to get in the vehicle. 4. Oh, we have a ninja over here. 5. We have a ninja up in the north. 6, 7 henchmen, and a henchman 8. I'll get those organized. So I drew the thug after the vehicle was on the table. It doesn't give me a real clear answer, but I'm going to go ahead and put the thugs inside the vehicle. That's where they like to go. So we will just do that, even though it may make it harder, I guess. But yeah, we got rid of a story card, and there's one more thing we can do due to Batman's skill card. I picked this one for Batman. It said, strike fear into the villains. At the end of the act phase, which we're coming to now, you may defeat any one non-setup story card. Non-setup story card. My best interpretation of that is that it's these over here on the side, these story cards here. So I can get rid of one of these. First one here is Deadly Diversion. It just means we've got to take care of this before we can do any other story card. But all it takes is a 5. That might be easier to take out than the Gruesome Trail. It's going to take 11 plus. But there's a good thing about this, though. It says, when defeated, choose one active mastermind and defeat them. I kind of like that. Which one? Since the Gruesome Trail may take more dice, why don't we just take that one out? Alright, so the board is set and we are ready to begin. I need to take a quick look at Man-Bat here. We need to take a look at these villains a little more closely. It says that he goes on the rooftops. When he appears, each hero on the rooftop rolls a die. So we're not on the rooftop, so we're okay. To defeat a hero on the rooftops must place a 5 on the card and then roll a die, and on a 1 or 2 you become wounded. So he's a pretty vicious opponent. And then over here is Poison Ivy. I believe we have to defeat her kind of plant protectors. Otherwise we can't do her any damage. Let's see. She's immune to damage until her plant tokens are defeated. And I think there are some nasty surprises underneath those plant tokens that we have to resolve if we beat them. All right, well, let's get started. Gordon is the act leader, so we'll roll his dice first and just scoop these up. And then Batman, and we'll put his over there. Let's see, what did we have here? All points bulletin. This is for Commissioner Gordon. Every time you place a die on a story card, deal 6 damage to villains on your battlefield. Well, as there's just a mess of villains, thugs, henchmen, ninja, masterminds running around, there's this deadly diversion over here, which we need to get rid of. And if we don't defeat it, we're going to become wounded. So Commissioner Gordon is going to take his 5 and put it on there. Now, when he does that, we get the all points bulletin. So each time we place a die on a story card, deal 6 damage to the villains in your area. Well, Commissioner Gordon is over here to the west. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He wipes out the ninja, the henchman, and the thug with the help of the police force, so they're all cleared out to the west. Now you'll notice that on Gordon's card and Batman's card, neither character rolled a 6, so Joker's Funhouse effect didn't hurt us yet. To get that Funhouse 6, we're going to either have to get a 6 on a reroll, or we're going to have to use the bat signal. So I think that's what Batman's going to do, is he's going to use a bat signal point. That takes us to 0 on the bat signal. And it's going to take one of our 5s to a 6. And we'll put that on the Joker's Funhouse. Alright, next part. We've got a 6, a 3, and a 3. We need to re-roll that 6 according to Joker's Funhouse. And we got a 6 on the second roll. That's good news. Batman missed the tray. He got a 6. We're going to have to re-roll that. And we got a 3 on the re-roll. Well, I think Gordon is going to continue to place dice. He's going to put a 6 there on the Joker's Funhouse, which should take that out. There's an interesting note on that card that says hero dice only. Perhaps that's saying that when you're placing the dice on the Funhouse there, perhaps bonus dice can't be put onto that card. That's what I'm guessing. But that's going to take care of that one. So for Batman, I think we're going to place this 4. And that says when activated by placing a 4 or higher, you gain 2 bat signal points and you deal damage in your battlefield equal to the die placed. So that's going to allow us 2 more bat signal points. And we've got 2 thugs and a henchman we can take out. Let's do that. So Batman is still up there in the north, facing off against Poison Ivy and a ninja. Alright, so we don't have to worry about re-rolling 6s now, since the Funhouse has been shut down. Batman got a 6. Let's see what Commissioner Gordon can do with a 5 and a 1. Alright, we see the 1 plus 8. If we put that one there. Montoya on the scene. When activated by placing a 1, we may move to any battlefield. Move right there. And we can deal 9 damage to villains there. So 4, 5, 6, 7. That's enough to take out the car, the thug, and the henchman there to the south. Alright, this is getting a little tight here towards the end of Act 2. Batman is going to place a 6 into the acrobatic dodge. We get to do the damage +1 on any Batman's battlefields. That will allow Batman to take out the ninja for 3. So he's going to do a total of 7. 2 more points are going to go to taking out this plant. And it says roll a die. On a 1 or a 2, become wounded. Grab a little bonus die here. 1 or a 2. We got a 4, so we've avoided injury from the first one. And we've defeated her second little plant protector. No effect. That's nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 damage. And Batman is allowed to make a move. Poison Ivy is over there. Thugs are there. Let's try to get up to the rooftops for his movement. And let's see if we can deal with Man-Bat the next go around. So that's going to end it. We got one more roll coming. Feel like we're definitely not going to get through everything this round. We've got a 6 and a 5. Let's see, Gordon, what can we do with your 5? Well, the easiest thing here is for Gordon to place that 5 on police raid, make his move. He's allowed to move with the police raid, and do 6 damage here. That's going to wipe out all the thugs. And I think that's all he can do. So it's up to Batman. Well, Batman rolled a 6. And with the reinvestment there in the bat signal, we can move that down 1 and change it to a 5. We can put the 5 on the Man-Bat, and it says we need to roll a die, kind of like for Poison Ivy's thing, I think. On a 1 or a 2, we got a 3, so Batman is not wounded. However, we are out of dice, and Poison Ivy, she's still up there to the north. We took out her plant minions, I guess they were, plant protectors, but I think she's going to have a chance to make an attack on the buildings. Well, we're in the crisis phase here. We take a look at the story cards. Those have all been taken care of. Villains attack. If we had a hero on the ground in the same area as Poison Ivy, that hero could make a heroic defense roll to try to stop the destruction roll. But we're not going to be able to do that. So each remaining villain stack makes a destruction roll. And I do believe that includes masterminds. Yes, it does include the masterminds. So heroic defense would have been if we rolled well, we could do some damage. But if we had rolled a 1, we would take a wound. We don't have a chance here. We're not on the battlefield with Poison Ivy. So we're going straight with the destruction roll. We roll a 6-sided die for each villain stack or mastermind in the area. And if it's a 1, a 3, or a 5, then a building is destroyed. So let's see if Poison Ivy gets her revenge. And we got a 6. We were lucky, and she does not destroy a building. All right, well, that brings us to the end of Act 2. We've nearly cleared the board, but avoided any catastrophes this evening. So we're going to get ready to head into Act 3. Once again, for those of you that have played this, let me know if you spotted any mistakes. Thanks, everybody. Catch you later.